Hey, sorry, I had a problem here. This is the second part of the video. You asked if education sometimes is considered indoctrination, and if I agree or disagree. And I totally agree that this is like totally indoctrination. And even though we choose what we want to study and which field we want to uh, study and like follow, we don't have, for example, the options are we do have a really small option of uh, take some class or something that are interested like us. So for example, if I'm from engineering, I cannot like just take class from arts or web design or things that are not like really related, and I think that is a kind of indoctrination. And also, I don't agree with that. I think that uh, you yes, you have to have your basic, your thing that like you have to know in order to get what you want, but you should also choose what you want to do, because sometimes uh, if you just learn what they teach you, you'll never be able to think outside the box, because you everyone just get like everything that is a kind of package, and they put that in your mind. And if everyone just take what they created for you, like there is no innovation at all, and people never will be able to think outside the box and uh, relate like what they learn in different areas in order to create something. This is a kind of my thought, because as you know, I'm uh I have like in the entrepreneurship mindset, and like this is how it works in what I want to do. So I believe that it should not be that way. We should be more free to choose what we want to do, because in the end, like we always just would like, or is gonna be happy to do what we want to do. And I don't know, I think that's my opinion. So, oh, you asked if education reinforce identity divisions, and yes, definitely it makes special in countries like in Brazil, that basically you don't pay for get accepted in the best universities, that is like public universities, but you have to take an exam that is a really there's a huge competition for the best universities. So you basically have to have a good education in your past in order to get accepted in that. So for example, who don't have, for those who doesn't have options or options of a good a quality high school or middle school, it's harder for them get accepted in those kind of universities. So it creates a kind of a wall that divide like people that are allowed to get in college, for example, and who will not get in the college because they didn't have good quality. And yeah, this is a huge division, and this is happening here in the United States too. But I think there is a, how can I say, this is more, it's not as much as in Brazil, because you have a lot of options of college and things that you can study, and even though you have to pay, you have a lot of help from the government or other uh, other ways to pay your tuition and things like that. But I still think that like some people here and in Brazil, they don't have this option. So this creates a division, a cultural division that like impact in our country's future. because if you don't provide uh, opportunity for those who care for needed, you never be able to change their environments, and like it's always a circle. So at some point we have to break these. So that's my thoughts about education. And now about sports. So the first question is, if competition and play behaviors are natural of the human being. So uh, I think that this is natural of us, because in my view, we if we got here, like if we humans are survived of everything, it's because we won the competition, and like we keep growing, like learn from our mistakes, and like the competition help us to make it faster, and like grow like better and stronger, and always try to see how we can improve it. So for example, I used to say that like Darwin, when he wrote uh, thesis, he did like probably one of the best thoughts that is related with the human competition, and then like some like not the weakness, but like the not prepared ones don't like stay to keep like in our journey. So I think that like the competition is really important, because make us like keep increasing, keep improving, keep like make it better our lives and like our environments. um, and I don't think that is just related with humans, because you can see like other animals, they had the same process, and like this is the natural life. We we have to improve it in order to keep living, and like and keep here like in our environments. So these are my my ideas about that. And now like you ask what is the most popular sport in Brazil, and definitely it is soccer. Soccer represents a lot for Brazilians. It is not just a sport. This is like a way of life. Uh, we when we born, we learned to love soccer and sponsor our teams and the soccer in general, and like it has a lot of impact in Brazil economically, in our behavior, in a lot of things, because it first employ a lot of people, and also our proud of our country is real related with the soccer, and like how we does in uh, competitions and things like that. So especially soccer represent a lot, especially in Brazil, and also represent for especially for poor kids, represent a way of change their lives, because if uh, they get accepting like big teams, or they can come to Europe and like uh, make money with that, and like improve their families or their own lives. And some there's a lot of this case in Brazil. So for example, Ronaldo, he was born in a poor area in Brazil, and through the football he became rich, and uh, he helped his family and a lot of other people in Brazil. And This is actually another good point because a lot of social social works in Brazil and like social companies that volunteer companies, they work through the football. They teach football for poor kids and like they use the uh, football soccer players. They help like poor kids and like poor place because they came, most of them came from this place. So it football represent more than just a sport in Brazil. uh, and oh, eating for a lot of cultural values as a working group, following rules and things like that. So it's really important, like for a kid that's grow up, learn a Portuguese, learn a sport, and uh, it it help when they are become like adults. It help a lot. Uh, and yeah, unfortunately, this soccer in Brazil, they have like this stereotype that just uh, how can I say, soccer just for men. Even though it have been changed, we don't have, for example, a strong woman. We don't have at all a woman championship, or it's just men. And I mean, woman, they for like girls, they don't have this option of become a soccer player, or it's really hard. They need to go to Europe or United States if a girl wants to become a soccer player. So that is not accessible or not easy for girls as it is easy for boys. So and oh, and I really think that the competition helping me like every single day, because especially because I'm trying to create my own company, and I know that no matter what I'm going to do, there is a huge competition outside. So the competition and like see others doing something better make me feel or think that I should make it better, and like or think ways to improve it what I'm doing, and like keep learning in order to make it better, improve it. So I really think that competition is really important for everyone, and especially for me and like my project that I have been doing. So I think competition is really necessary. Uh, so yeah, the last two questions. First, you asked if at some point I would have a different approach for something that I did, and how I could change it. So at some like at the it was during the gift exchange that we did for Secret Santa at Ihouse, and we were stressed out a little bit, and then uh, one of my friends, I'm not gonna like say who, he made a joke about Brazil that I didn't like, so I came to him and like I yelled at him because I didn't really like, and like was not the first time that he did that. So I was really aggressive. How can I say? I was like too much, and it was not like happy, and like everyone that was there, everyone was there, like everyone. So it was not a good situation, and I realized that like I probably would change that because I'm not that way. I'm not used to yell at people or doing like things like that. So I think that like after this episode, I I would just came to him and say, "Hey, look, I don't like when you say make these kind of jokes about like my country. So you should stop, blah blah blah." And I should like try to make a friendly approach instead like yell at him. So that's all. And the most memorable moment that I had at our house was one day that we had a karaoke night and everyone was there and everyone was just having fun and like singing and having fun and hang out together. I don't I it was like really good because uh all the Ihouse was there, the Ihousers was there, and like other internationals and our friends too, our American friends that made part of this history too. So it was really nice have everyone there and know that like even though we are from different cultures, we always going to find ways to improve our relationship or have fun together. And it was really nice. We sang for like the whole night, and even though we are like so different, we found a way to stay closer to each other, like even more close to each other. So it was really nice. And yeah, I'm gonna miss like those days with that guy. So that's all. Thanks, Joanne. It was great to meet you. Like, no, thank you for everything that you have been doing for us and like all your patience with us. Thank you and have a good holiday. Yeah. Bye.